Do you ever feel like it's a struggle to get the sleep that you need? Well, over the past 5 years, I've developed a 5-step plan that's enabled me to get the most consistent sleep I've ever had in my life. My name's Jacob, and I've been diagnosed with ulcerative colitis for 10 years, and sleep has been a huge struggle of mine until I developed these 5 steps. And I'm going to take you through these 5 easy steps so you can unlock your best sleep too. And if you'd like this information in a PDF that you can read at any time for free, then click the link in the description. Your health is counting on it. Step 1, routine. Sticking to a sleep routine can be tough when you're flaring with ulcerative colitis symptoms, but setting yourself a schedule and sticking to it can help set you on the right path to better sleep. So let's think about our day as a whole. What time do you need to be up and ready to start your day? This time will set the basis for your sleeping schedule. I'm going to go with the time of 6 AM. Now we can allocate 8 hours of sleeping time to our schedule, which brings me to 10 PM. But now ask yourself some questions and answer them honestly. How long does it take you to drift off to sleep? How often do you wake up in the night? How long does it take you to drift off back to sleep after you've woken up? How much winding down time do you need before you feel ready to sleep? If you're able to answer these questions honestly, we can now work out how much time you need in bed. For me, I need about 45 minutes to drift off to sleep. I often wake up once in the night, but I find it quite easy to drift off back to sleep again. Let's say that takes me about 15 minutes. And I usually like to have about an hour of winding down time before bed. So that is an extra 2 hours on the sleeping schedule. This means for my personal schedule, I need to start thinking about winding down for sleep at 8 PM. And if you're currently in a flare, you might be waking up numerous times throughout the night for an emergency run to the toilet. Allocating an extra couple of hours for sleep can help give you the leeway that you need. However, sometimes it just can be impossible to get those 8 hours of sleep that we're looking for. And if this happens, worry not. We all have days when sleep can be hard. When these times come, stick to the routine as best as you can, because the longer you stick to the routine, the easier it will get. Step 2, exercise. Before I like to think about exercising, I like to start my day by rating my energy levels out of 10. Taking your day's energy levels into consideration is vital for choosing the right exercise for you. Ideally, we want to add movement into our lives throughout the whole day. Let's say we wake up and we feel quite energetic. Let's give ourselves a rating of 8 out of 10. On these days, we might want to think about doing higher impact exercises like lifting weights or running. And as we go into doing these higher impact exercises, I like to give the rule that you never want to spend all your energy on exercising. If we take our 8 out of 10 energy, we maybe only want to spend about 5 out of 10 on exercising. This gives us about 3 out of 10 to carry on our day and get the things done that we need to. If we wake up and we feel like we're at a 3 out of 10 from the start of the day, then you might want to think about a simple walk. Sometimes a walk can feel like it can recharge one of your energy levels, taking you from a 3 out of 10 to a 4 out of 10. On these low energy days, try to get some movement in, but don't push yourself. Examples of exercises that you could do on low energy days could be going out for a walk, tidying up around the house, doing some simple stretching, or going and doing some shopping. Examples of exercises that you could do on a high energy day could involve weightlifting, running, swimming. The list is endless on these sorts of days. But remember when lifting weights, not to push yourself to your limits too often. If you push yourself really hard with weightlifting on one day, you can be sure that your energy levels are going to be a lot lower tomorrow. Any movement that you can add during the day will help you feel more prepared to go to sleep when it comes to bedtime. Step 3, diet. One of the easiest ways to improve your sleep through diet is reducing your caffeine and sugar intake. Personally, I like to limit all my caffeine to before 8 AM. It can take up to 10 hours for caffeine to be cleared from your body. So if you're having an afternoon coffee, it might be doing more harm to your sleep than you realise. Vitamin deficiencies can also play a part in keeping you up at night. If you're deficient in vitamin B12, your body might not be making enough melatonin when it comes to nighttime. And melatonin is your body's natural hormone that makes you feel sleepy. Magnesium has been shown to also help you sleep, in particular magnesium biglycinate. But other than that, I've never really found any herbal remedies to be very effective for sleep. Step 4, work on your worries. Sometimes it can be hard to stop thinking before you go to bed. And in these instances, I like to write things down. Writing things down can help take the burden from your mind and put it onto paper. You can always come back and look at your worries in the morning to see if they were really worth worrying about. Although I said I haven't found any herbal remedies that help with falling asleep, I have found some that have helped with reducing worry. One in particular is lemon balm tea. Lemon balm tea has been shown to help your brain produce GABA, and GABA helps promote a calming effect. When I drink lemon balm tea, I found it a lot easier to be in a calm state of mind. I've also found taking doses of CBD oil to help in the same way. Although CBD works in a different way, I found that it helps give me a calming effect across my whole body. And CBD could help with inflammation. Although it's not a definite, it could be worth experimenting with. I've also found that allowing yourself to have some quiet time during the day can help reduce the amount that you worry at night time. Taking a moment during the day to allow yourself to worry and think about all the things that your brain wants to think about can help take that burden away from when you're going to sleep. Sometimes you do just need a space to worry and process the things that are on your mind, so why not do it earlier in the day? I also strongly advise against taking alcohol to help with sleep. Although alcohol can help you drift off to sleep faster, it will typically disturb your sleep, meaning you wake up sooner and have less deep sleep. And that deep sleep is when all the repair and recovery happens. Also, alcohol is just going to increase your inflammation throughout your whole body, which isn't very helpful for inflammatory bowel disease. If you're finding this video useful, then please press that subscribe button. It will really help the channel. Step 5. Sleep hygiene. There are a number of ways that we can improve our sleep hygiene to ensure better sleep. An easy method that you can add in is getting some sun as soon as you wake up. Seeing the morning sun can help reinforce your circadian rhythm, and this is your internal sleep schedule. Another method is to ensure that your bedroom is dark. If your bedroom is quite light at night time, then think about getting some blackout blinds. You can also do this with an eye mask, but I like to just throw a t-shirt over my head and cover my eyes. Some other methods that I like to use is having a fan to produce a constant white noise, wearing earplugs to block out any unnecessary sounds that we don't want to hear at night, wearing blue light blockers when you're starting your winding down period until you go to bed, and having a notepad next to your bed so you can write down any worries that come into your head. I personally use all of these methods because I like to double down on trying to get the best sleep possible, because I know how horrible it can be to get rough sleep. Now that we've been through the 5-step plan, the best thing that you can do is stick to it. But if you're still struggling to get sleep, then there are some emergency measures that you can take. I've personally used these emergency measures when I was on prednisolone, a corticosteroid medication. Using this medication is what sparked me to start my sleep improvement journey. I was in such a bad state with my sleep that I needed to take drastic measures, and this medication can ruin your sleep entirely. Which is why I wanted to share this information with you to begin with. So the first thing that I use when I want to ensure a good night's sleep is melatonin. I personally like to take 3 milligrams of melatonin, and it begins to work within about half an hour, and then you can drift off to sleep. But if you're going through a particularly stressful period, or you're on corticosteroids like I was, this might not cut it. This is when I used diphenhydramine, or Nitol here in the UK, or Benadryl in the US. Diphenhydramine was one of those pills that brought me out of my sleep despair and gave me some respite from it. I always knew it was working because I used to get these bodily jerks just before I was about to fall asleep. And I started by taking 50 milligrams of this medication to help me fall asleep. Now, I wouldn't suggest that anyone takes these medications for longer than 2 weeks, but I did take Nitol for over 6 months. Now, that's because I was on the steroid medication, like I mentioned, and sleep was such a stressful thing for me, and I just wanted to get some relief. So I will give you the advice to take it for 3 days maximum and let your body adjust to not being on it again. That way it won't become a habit when you're taking this medication. Now, there are 2 prescription medications that I used also, one called Zopiclone and one called Zolpidem. These are much stronger sleeping pills, and some people say they are actually healthier than diphenhydramine. Either way, take the same advice. Don't take them for more than 3 days at a time. If you'd like to learn about my life with ulcerative colitis, then click this video here where I go into all the details of what it's like living with inflammatory bowel disease. I'll see you there.